Hey, I hope y'all are having a great day. And yeah, it's a little chilly today. We have some snow going on and inside, and I'm embracing the warm beachy vibes with the hat. So, yeah, I just want to say thank you all so much for whenever you're seeing this video. And I'm just having the gratitude in advance because why not? But yeah, what I wanted to talk about is, you know, everyone has like New Year's resolutions, right? And a lot of times they fall off. But I started my quote unquote New Year resolution a little bit before Chinese New Year because I'm just like, I want to do something different. I need to do something different. And, with everything that I've learned so far, it's just like you have to take action. Like, if I just keep absorbing information, absorbing, but not applying, I'm going to forget. It's going to waste away, whatever. So that's one of the reasons I started doing YouTube, just to get myself out there, give me something to do besides just absorb. Because I'm just someone like, if I find something I'm really interested, I will dive deep, and 6 hours later, I won't even know what happened. I was just like, oh, whoops. That's just me. But, I found YouTube to be really great and amazing. And I'm coming up with the title for it now, um, as kind of as we're kind of talking, because I kind of had an idea of how to make the title, but YouTube is an incredible source of abundance, synchronicity, and magic. Okay, and I'm going to tell you why, at least from my perspective. I'm just like, like you can easily find just about anything you want on YouTube, just about anything. And like you can learn something. You can find people to uplift you. There are so many people that have uplifted me on this platform, and I say thank you to you all. There's just so many, and really thank you, because sometimes we need like a cheerleader behind us, like help keep us going, because sometimes it's hard to keep going. You have to be your own cheerleader sometimes. So when you're able to tune into some of these other creators, whether they're big or small, and they're like rooting for you, because it's like, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. You're See how simple that was? You're smart. You are amazing and incredible. And I just want people to know that from me too, because it's just like, I want to encourage people like, you can do something. You can be more than what you think you are. And I just found that so empowering. And that feeling's abundant for me, because it's just like, I need those good vibes. And that just makes me feel good. And you can't put a price on feeling good necessarily. It's just like, I'm just so grateful, to be able to have this. Because when I think way back when there was no social media, you kind of just relied what was on TV or radio. You didn't get to hear so many voices. I mean, yes, there was less voices going around. There's a lot of information out there, sometimes too much information, but there's just so much good vibes if you're willing to tune into it. Like, there is this woman that I recently found like 2 days ago. Her handle is She Is of the Woods. I'm almost positive that's her YouTube. She has like a big YouTube, and she has an apothecary, and because I go through phases when I like to do figure stuff with herbs and things like that, and she is such a sweetheart. Oh my god, I love her. Like, she just has, I don't like, to me she reminds me like the Southern twang herbalist. Just like, she curses a lot, and she just has this authenticity to her. And I'm just like, oh my god, you're so sweet. Because at first I saw her, I thought she had like a giant necklace, but it was a tattoo. I was just like, oh, like lots of, and she had tattoos and like dreadlocks, and I was just like, at first I'm like, huh, isn't that interesting? Because I'm already having, because we all judge on some level just because we're going on what we think we know from like past experiences. But within like 5 minutes of just hearing her talk, I'm like, oh my God, bless you. Like, oh, you're such a sweetheart. You're such a darling. I love you. And it's just like, I've just been watching so many of her videos because she has such good videos and it's relatable. And it's just like, yeah, if I can do it, you can do it. Yeah, yeah, isn't that just simply just pour some hot water, some herbs? And I just feel, oh, she's just so sweet. And, I saw this one, she has so many videos. I like taking notes, mental notes mostly, not written down yet. That's probably gonna come soon. But like I decided to make a cold brew chai based on like what she said because I actually never even thought of making a cold brew chai, and then she was going into reasons why it's gonna be so much better than what you get at the stores and what you may not make at home because I made chais at home and they're kind of just been like eh. But when I made this cold brew chai, I definitely didn't put enough sugar. Well, I used maple syrup in this case. So when I actually put in the more maple syrup because I was just eyeballing stuff, so I'm just like I followed most of her recipe, but with the meal, I'm like, oh, I'll just add in a little now and then add more later. And I tasted it after the brewing was done. I'm like, oh yeah, this definitely needs more. And then when I put in more to make my own chai this morning, because I'm also adding milk and stuff like that, I'm like, oh, this is so much better. And it's just like, yeah, most of the store bought chais I really don't like because they're either too sweet. It's rare for me to find something that's like perfect. It's like very rare. But but yeah, I kind of like being able to go to the coffee shop because sometimes it's just a date, with my husband, just getting out of the house. But I'm like, this is still so much better and cheaper because I had pretty much everything. I just bought the extra black tea and the cardamom pops. Everything else I already had. So I'm just like, oh, this is great. And now it's like, oh, I have so much. And then I decided, okay, I'm gonna make some more, even though I haven't finished the other one. I made like a half gallon, and we still have like about six, 7 cups left, and I already decided to make another batch. Well, I like it more like a chai latte in a sense where I'm like adding my milk and stuff like that. Like my husband, he was just drinking it straight cold. And like you can have it cold, you can have it warm. But I'm just like, oh, this is nice. It's like it was easy. I could do it. And there was just that lightness of it, and it's just like, and I'm doing it. It's like, yeah, I feel great doing it. My steps were more complicated because she's an herbalist. She has like all this stuff, and I'm sure she's collected things over time. So she had like this giant half-gallon tea infuser where she's putting everything in the canister thing, and everything's in there. I don't have one of those, so I'm just using my mason jar, and then like I grab the bowl and then I'm straining it, and I'm like, okay, this is a lot of dishes. And so it's just like, okay, it's like I could spend the money getting something a little fancier, or I could just wash some more dishes. I don't know where I am at that, but because a part of me is just like, I don't want to spend more money. Another part of me is like, I don't want to do more dishes. I'm at an impasse right now, so probably for a while, we're going to do more dishes because that's just where I am right now. And I just want to say that there's just abundance everywhere. Like today, I felt amazing today because another thing to help with abundance besides YouTube and stuff like that, this is just an extra thing because it's on my mind because today, the two best ways to clean your place is either one, you lose something, or two, companies coming over. Yeah, so we have someone coming over. So needless to say, last night today, I was cleaning and organizing and moving stuff around, and I took two giant bags and like made a donation, and it just felt so good to just I have more space. There's no longer all these unwanted things that are in my place. And I'm going to offer, I'm already offering advice just because, well, I'm not really offering advice. I'm just giving suggestions of stuff. If you want to do that, like invite someone over, it'll motivate you to clean. Unless you really don't care if they say how messy you are, which I don't think that's many of us. But, for me, how I like to think of things, because sometimes people have a hard time getting rid of stuff. So I'm going to backtrack a little bit. So I actually had someone in my Buy Nothing group saying, oh, I would like to donate some of my times because I'm a professional organizer. If I can help someone, organize, declutter like one of their rooms or something, I'd be happy to do that. So I took advantage of that a couple months ago. And yeah, I think I mentioned it in one of my other videos. And that was just great having someone in there with you because it's like you could talk about different things. Do I really want this? One of the best part of that experience for me was just like, she's like, do you really need this? And I'm like, well, she just looks at me right in the back. It's just like, okay. Sometimes it's just like, yeah, I guess. So sometimes you need that extra person to just like, it's going in there. And it's just like one of those things. The longer you hesitate, it's a no. Anyway, coming back to, gratitude and abundance, with cleaning your space and everything, because it's just like so many things, like unwanted things. And I have an appreciation of the unwanted things just because I'm trying to include more abundance and gratitude in my life. So for a lot of things, as I'm packing things up, I don't I don't always remember to do this, but I do this majority of the time. So as it can be as I'm putting something in the basket, maybe it's at the time right before I drop it off to the nonprofit or something or giving it to someone. I'm just like, thank you so much for being in my life because I wanted you for something. And you're going off to a better place where you actually really need to be. Because, sometimes we feel like we have to hold on to a lot of stuff or maybe relationships or thoughts just because we think we need them. And it turns out we don't. Like, we're holding on to stuff that's not serving us. And instead of just like rejecting and battling with it, it's just like, thank you for being here. And I'm going to let you go where you need to go. And so rather it goes directly to a person I meet or know, or if it goes to a nonprofit and someone buys it and the nonprofits make some money to be able to help other people, whatever have you, even if it's gifts and stuff like that, I'm just like, thank you for being with me and I let you go. I don't know if I did that today, but I do that majority of the times. It was cold today, so I was like kind of rushing to like get warm because it was like snowing. I'm just like, I gotta get it out of the house because I need space. I need to look nice because someone's coming over tomorrow. Someone coming over, definitely the motivation to clean and make things look nice. So yeah, that's also a little extra thing. Yeah, but with YouTube, it's so abundant and when I'm saying like sometimes you need those cheerleaders and like those people to like listen to like just say like you can do it, you're awesome. The best way I think to help you relate to that, whoever needs to hear it, when you go to a gym, like you can't be playing classical music when you're trying to work out. Like, I don't know anybody playing classical music as they're trying to work out. They lifting weights, they doing kickboxing, Muay Thai. No. You're playing some rock, some hip hop, some metal. You got to have the energy in there. And that's what I feel like YouTube is. And I found this amazing song. Um, it's this guy. I literally found him today. Um, I'm 99% certain his name is Abel Hart, and the song is Let the Money Flow, and it's in 888 hertz. It's like a really quick song. Oh my god, it's so addicting, and I love it. I love the message, at least the chorus part, because that's the part I would attempt. I would attempt to sing it, but I can't. Because I need the beat and it's a little fast for me, so like my mouth has trouble keeping up with it. I wish I could be a rapper, but I cannot spit bars like that. No. I mean, this is a relatively easy thing, but it's like, but like there were like the first part's easy, is like the second sentences I have trouble with because I'm like, wait, what? Because I'm like hearing the lyrics because the song's only been out for like 8 days, at least 8 days from me recording this, and I'm just like, closed captioning ain't helping. I'm like, oh, that is not what he's saying at all. So obviously there's no lyrics online. So I'm like really listening to it. I had to actually get to the point to slow down the YouTube speed. I love YouTube's that you can increase or slow down the speed. Oh my, like I listen to 95% of my content at like double speed because my brain just gets that. Unless it's like something I can't understand, like with a lot of rap, it's too fast for me. I'm just like, what did he say? Because sometimes with rap, it's super fast and it's a little breathy, so I can't really hear the enunciation as well. Unless, and also sometimes if it's something super complicated for me, like advanced physics, I'm like, okay, we need to roll that back. But with 95% of the content that I consume, I could do it at double speed on YouTube. Just be, and my husband's like, how do you listen to stuff that fast? I'm like, how do you listen to stuff that slow? So if I ever meet someone from YouTube or watching their content, it might be very interesting just because it's just like, oh, I'm not used to you being talking so slow, but you're not talking slow, you're talking normal. Anyway, so yeah, so I just love it. And I had the lyrics saved on my phone, which I'm using my phone to record. But it's just like, y'all have to listen to it. And it's just like, I'm not going to butcher this song. And I know like with music and YouTube videos and copyright things, yeah, I can't play back the video. Like, I don't really kind of understand the whole copyright with the music things because I know there's sometimes you can and sometimes you can't. Like, sometimes it's a reaction thing that you can. And I see some people reviewing stuff, but sometimes they still get flagged anyway. So I think I'm just going I'm going to have to figure out how to add that YouTube link, I guess, to one of my, I guess I'll add it as a comment because I don't want to put in my description. So I'll just add it as a comment. Yo, this song is fire. And it's like, it's obviously it's also about money. It's about abundance. It's just like flowing it in. I will not do it justice. Unless I have the beat, I can't do it at all. So I'll just link it below. And so like again, YouTube, there's so much abundance in YouTube. And like there's so much synchronicity because like algorithms, they look at what you like, what you don't like, and what you focus on and stuff like that. So the more I'm looking into like abundance and frequency and good vibes, it sends me more and more and more of that. And I love it. And I want that. And it's great. And the magic part. Okay. So magic's can be a little tricky to understand. I had this epiphany a long time ago, but it's coming full circle today. So also because of YouTube, I'm making a sidetrack. Because of YouTube, I've been seeing more synchronicity in my life, and because I'm being active, showing up, showing myself, like letting people see me whenever they see me. Because right now I have one subscriber, and I love you very much. But I have no idea when I'm gonna get more. If I get more, I don't know. But the fact that I'm willing to put myself out there, our physical reality, the the language of it is physical action. You have to do something. Nothing was happening when I was just consuming and watching stuff because there's not really any action. So I have to take action. And when you're getting excited about the things you're watching, like on YouTube and stuff, there's the excitement, there's joy. You're having these emotions. That's internal action trying to come out of you to create physical action. That one, that one really resonated with me today. So I'm just like, I gotta take action. And the physical action is trying to pour out of my body into my physical reality. And yeah. Okay, now, yeah, I had to make that side note. Now, what was my point again? Oh, it's sometimes funny when that happens because it's like, oh, let me come back to, and oh, where did it go? Oh, magic, great, right, magic, magic. So, I have too many things popping in. I'm so excited right now. I have too many things popping into my head right now. Okay, I have to focus on one thing other, one thing at a time because I'm losing track. Okay, so magic. The reason why, at least for me, maybe for you, we don't believe in magic. This is something I learned from one of my coaches from maybe 10, 12 years ago. I don't remember. But she was saying, her name was Amy. She was saying the reason why I didn't believe in magic was because I thought it was a trick. Because most of us know magic as a trick, a magic trick. It's an illusion, it's a con, it's distraction and stuff like that. That's how most of us associate magic. So most of us don't really believe in magic because we just think it's a trick. That's why we don't believe it's going to happen. Or, like, like what's behind the curtain, stuff like that. And then like when I'm having all these synchronicities and these, ooh, but I'm getting images, but I'm not. But the thoughts are at the tip of my tongue. The words, but when you get these ideas and things in your head, and then there's like this understanding, this appreciation of stuff, and like miracles are happening, and even like it's too much information all at once. But it's like, how some people live as miracles are like a rare thing. It's actually the opposite. Miracles and stuff is actually how the universe, nature works. And we're just so conditioned to think that's not how the universe works. Like miracles and magic are like the rare things that happen every once in a while. And it's just like the miracles and the magic, that's the everyday thing. It's just we have been taught to think that it's not. And because we're such powerful beings, the universe lets us think whatever we want, whether we realize we want it or not, or what we're doing at this moment. And it's just like, that's how the universe continuously works. And I was just like, when you don't believe in magic, it's probably because there's probably a part of you similar to me where you just think it's a trick. But when you learn that magic and miracles are the natural state of things, and you just have the appreciation and gratitude for everything, you see it more often, so it becomes more normal. And I think that's a hard thing for people to grasp. So if you have like this big question mark still going on, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Maybe I'm just here to plant the seed that you'll get it later on. If you got it right away, cool. If you didn't get it right away, cool. But it's just like, I heard all these different things a lot, but just having this conversation is making everything come full circle, and it's giving me a better understanding it because I'm articulating it to you all who are ever watching this, and I'm putting myself out there and I'm doing the action, and I'm hopefully inspiring someone else, and maybe something, and someone's like, they're thinking about it, or maybe they realize, and it just keeps going and going and going and going and going. And it's just like, great, awesome, great. I'm so happy about that. So I'm just like, oh, I'm trying to think of the thing that I forgot because that thought kept coming in. It's like, oh, talk about that, talk about that. And I was like, now that I'm ready to talk about it, it just flipped out. Oh, that's it's like, hello, hello, hello. It's kind of like my cat. It's like, hello, hello, hello. And then when you're, now what? It's like, nothing, no. Never mind. It's just like, if it doesn't come back to me by the time I end this video, it'll probably come back tomorrow. I always say I should write things down. I used to be so compelled to write everything down. I wrote so much when I was growing up. I was writing all my emotions and songs, a lot more emotions. And like over time, I just had to like destroy all those things just because it was so negative. Because you're a teenager and stuff like that. It's just like, damn. Like when you read this stuff as an adult, it's just like, who is this person? I'm like, ugh. Oh, I wish I could remember. Okay, I'll definitely have to write it down if I don't remember it by the time the end of this video is. But it's just like, oh, I know it was good, or I know it was good. So we can come back to that anyway. Oh man, but there's so much magic and synchronicity and abundance around us all the time. We don't even realize. And like with YouTube and other social media platform too, I mean, with anything you're looking at, you can take it as a positive or negative. I mean, of course, there's also bad things about social media. There's a lot of misinformation. There's just a lot of quote unquote negative content, which is not relevant to you, or you don't enjoy, or maybe it's striking a chord where it's just like, ah. But there's also so much good. And I tend to lean in on the good parts because, there are some things that I don't like. And sometimes they will just randomly show up. And then like I take a moment, I'm like, okay, how am I gonna respond to this? Because I always have to go back to like my center point because like, I don't know if y'all know, like if there's something you really don't like and you have a very strong response to it, there's something there. So I try to at least take a moment. I'm like, okay, no, I just don't like this content. It's irrelevant to me. I don't want it, so I'll put like a thumbs down and something like that. And the algorithms shows me less of those. But every once in a while something will pop up. I'm like, interesting. Like I don't have to take it as a sign. Oh, oh, darn it. I had it, I lost it again. I swear sometimes my thoughts happen so much faster than I can talk. Yeah, but you don't have to take every single quote unquote bad thing happens to you as like, oh, something's wrong, or why aren't things better and stuff like that. Because I'm sure many of us have gone through like, oh, I'm doing all the right things, I'm like being a good person, I'm doing one, but like my life's still not the way it is. And it's just like you're just rehashing more of the negativity. You're focusing on what you don't have instead of what you do have. So you just have to focus more on the gratitude. And I hear many people say, write down the things you are abundant are, so you can focus on that. Like, I'm abundant in hair. I'm abundant in health. I'm I'm abundant with all the things in my apartment. I'm abundant in heat. I have heat in my house. I'm abundant in running water. I could turn on a faucet and water comes down. I am abundant in technology. I have a cell phone that costs more than a laptop. I am abundant in clothes. Like I have clothes because, back in peasant days, like medieval times, maybe you had like 3 outfits. I definitely have more than 3 outfits. And it's like, I'm abundant with electricity and light. I have light. I can see. Like, I am abundant in jewelry. Like, I'm wearing a necklace right now. Like, there's so much I'm abundant in right now. Like, I'm abundant in the movement in my body. Hello. Like, there's just so much to be grateful for. And, it's just like having this childlike thing and just realizing some of this stuff is normal. And then, I'm the type of person that'll be happy to see a penny on the street. I'm like, woohoo. My husband just looks at me like, you are not seriously picking up a penny. I'm like, yes, I am, because that makes me happy. And so, like, he just kind of looks at me, he's like, okay. And I'm like, yeah, it's okay. Oh, but there's just so much to be grateful for with everything. And I'm inviting you to see if you can use YouTube or maybe other platforms you use as a source of abundance, because I'm getting so much out of this. I am getting, I'm learning a lot of new stuff. I'm learning a lot of new stuff, like with herbs right now, because that's kind of what I'm into right now, at least for this season. It might change in a couple months. So what? I'm abundant in good vibe people that are supporting and want to help the world community, showing authenticity. I am abundant because it's letting me come into action, sharing my thoughts. And because of that, I'm learning so much, and I'm able to share with you, and I'm sharing that abundance with you all whenever you say, there's just so much. There's so much. And I'm just like, wow. And I always feel awkward starting these videos, but like as I get into it, as I'm talking, it's like, yeah, I feel fine, I feel cool. But it's like at the beginning, it's like, hi. So, but I'm abundant in like feeling relaxed and talking about this right now. Like I don't even remember exactly how I started this video. I just know it felt awkward, but now I feel good. I'm like laughing and talking and like giggling and doing all this stuff and trying to remember things that I can't remember. Oh, just having a good old time here. Yeah, but there is magic and synchronicity everywhere. And oh man, it's okay, I think I needed to inhale and exhale. It's just so interesting. I think sometimes, oh, okay, I got it. I needed to take that big breath because I was getting too in my head. And it's just like, okay, you need to come back to earth a little bit. Come back to earth. Take a deep breath, come back to earth so we could ground all this energy and information down so other people can comprehend. Because, I don't know if anyone just wants to see me giggling and stuff on YouTube the whole time. Like, I gotta say something else besides giggling, unless that's the thing. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just having a good old time, like just talking to myself in the phone, which is, I don't know, like if I was thinking about 2 weeks ago, I could not imagine feeling this comfortable just talking into my cell phone, making a video to go on YouTube. I remember just being so terrified of it, and now it's just like it's normal. It's just like anything else. It's just normal, and I'm digging it. It's normal. So yeah, I hope you all are having a great, wonderful day, and when I remember what that little feeling was, I'm gonna write it down so I can actually talk about it with you all. All right, have a good one. Bye.